Right, special edition this one. We are doing our Just Local podcast live and direct from the Town Council Chambers in Droitwich Spa because I have been here for the full day with Ian Lambert from CashAccessUK, and Ian is here to speak to the local residents, local community and also business groups about what is going to be happening with this banking hub. So Ian, thank you ever so much for coming in today.
You're welcome. It's been good.
Been a long day, isn't it?
Yes, it has.
Do you feel it's been successful?
Voice is still,
yeah,
voice
it's still
is still
going, still
It's
going.
just about still there.
And has it been a success?
Been a really successful day. I thank yourself and to Mark for organising a lovely day for me. We've seen, I'd say, close to 175 to 200 people today. I brought that sort of numbers across in brochures. They've all gone. So a really successful day. Seen lots of people. So hopefully word will start to spread.
Yeah, and that was the main aim for today, wasn't it? You were here to explain what a banking hub's going to mean for Droitwich Spa, but also to hope that those 170 plus people that have been in across to us, seen us, taken a leaflet, they're going to help to spread the message of what it's going to mean for the town. Is that right?
Really important, important, because I can't get to speak to everybody. So it's important that those people talk to people that haven't been able to get to see me today. People that can't travel about so much, disabled people that can't get in either. So it's good if those people can go back to their homes, communities, family, friends, and start to spread the message for us. It's early days yet for Droitwich, but the sooner we start spreading the word and the message gets out there, the better. Yeah.
So you've done a great presentation, and we've been out in the market stalls as well. Can you just give a bit of a summary for people that are watching or listening to this podcast, exactly what is going to be happening? Could you give a bit of a run through of what's going to happen?
Yeah. So the town's been awarded a banking hub with an ATM. It was awarded through pressure groups in Droitwich, asking for a banking hub, and then but the final sort of the push over the line that meant you got awarded a banking hub was Santander closing. Santander have given notice that they're going to close from 29th from the 19th of March in 25. So they've given 1 year's notice to close in March 26, and we have the job of delivering a banking hub. Here at Cash Access, we have the job of delivering the banking hub within the next 12 months to make sure that you've got a solution within Droitwich that offers access to cash and community bankers and a banking hub. So we've already started the job of trying to find a suitable property right in the middle of town at the end of bus routes where most people can easily access a facility such as a banking hub.
Yeah, and I've been with you for the day, and I've heard a lot of the frequently asked questions, which I'm sure you're a regional manager for Cash Access UK, so you're going throughout the counties obviously and doing this in different towns, and I'm sure you get the same questions regularly. So just to help the listener, I'll ask some of those questions that they may have in their minds, sure, because it will help, I think. So firstly, one question that I've heard regularly was, have you got a location yet? Do you know where it's going to go?
Yeah, the answer to that at the moment is we've deployed our property team into Droitwich to start the process of trying to find a property to house a banking hub. It has to be a specific location. That is everything for us. We would never give up on location. It has to be right in the middle of the activity, the town's activity, easy at the end of bus routes so people can travel into Droitwich and access the banking hub. It has to be fully disability compliant, so there's specification that it's level access off the pavement straight into the banking hub, so we can have wheelchair access, mobility scooter access, and so on. It also has to be of sufficient size to house us. Mm-hmm. So the property search has started, yep. And that things means in Droitwich for 2 or 3 months it might go a little bit quiet while we undertake our investigations, but they're underway, and we'll let you know how we're going along with that. Each month we'll let you know.
When you say house us, that brings us on nicely to what will be in a banking hub. So what can people expect in a banking hub once you found a location?
Yeah, so a banking hub's going to be have a post office counter that operates the banking facilities that a post office offers, which is cash in, pay checks in, draw some cash out. It offers small businesses access to change, but also we'll take banking from small businesses as well as paying money out to small businesses, of course. We'll also help customers to pay some utility bills, gas and electric bills. We can take account of some balance inquiries as well on their bank accounts. So the cash counter facilities, in conjunction with the post office, we run that in conjunction with them. The banking hub's open 9 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock, Monday to Friday. And any customer from any bank can use the banking hub to do that, to do their banking on a cash basis. The other part of a banking hub, of course, is we offer on each separate day of the week we offer a community banker. So the biggest 5 banks represented in Droitwich will all be offered a day a week each in the banking hub. So it could be, for example, we have, say, Santander on a Monday and Lloyd's on a Tuesday. That's all to be worked out. The banks are looking into that right now. And as soon as we have a rota, the banks will organise themselves and we'll be able to publish that along the way, along the journey towards getting the banking hub open. But a community banker will be in the banking hub in a private and confidential office space, so that if people want to talk to their bank face to face with a slightly more complicated inquiry, they can pop in and see their community banker private and confidentially in a separate room within the banking hub itself. So we're offering the 2 things: the access to cash through the post office counters, and then we're offering the community banker where at least 5 banks will be represented in Droitwich, 4 of which have left town earlier than Santander, which is the last bank to operate in Droitwich. So one bank closes, Santander, but at least 5 banks will be back into town represented for a day a week each, and that'll be consistently offered in the banking hub.
And you've mentioned in your presentations today we're quite fortunate in as much as we're getting a grade A banking hub. You said we're getting.
We call it a Type A. Yeah.
Type A. Sorry, I was trying to remember what it was, but yeah, Type A.
It's our internal talk, but yeah, Type A is one that comes with an ATM, so it'll have a through-the-wall ATM. When the town was assessed for a banking hub, they look at ATMs already in the town, but they obviously felt that Droitwich was in need of another ATM, so we're supplying an ATM within the banking hub. And it's going to be free of charge to use for all customers from any bank. So another great facility for the customers here.
And a point you made a moment ago, and just to reiterate, this banking hub, whilst it'll have 5 banks typically represented across 5 days, if you do need to pay money in to your bank and your bank isn't there for another 3 days, that doesn't matter. You can go in and pay your money. And even if your bank isn't represented in that banking hub at all, you can still go in and pay your money. And so you mentioned a moment ago about the way it's going to work with the post office, obviously going to have the cash counters, but a question came up a couple of times today about how it would work with people coming in to get their stamps or do their foreign exchange. Can you just explain how it works?
Sure. Yeah, whilst the post office are operating our cash counter and banking facilities within the hub, the post office are not going to be offering stamps and parcels service, nor foreign currency within the banking hub itself. We want the post office in Droitwich to thrive still. And as such, the post office here will continue to operate and offer its stamps and parcels, foreign currency from the post office, do all those post officey things, and the banking hub will offer banking facilities, so the cash money paid in, cash money paid out, and so on and so forth. So they'll operate sort of separately, post officey stuff, banking stuff in 2 different locations, and we like to blend those 2 businesses. So we like to think that they'll both thrive within the environment when a banking hub is open. Yeah.
And you mentioned Santander obviously have until March. They've given a year's notice. They are going to close in March 2026. Yeah. What happens if you don't get to find a location that could give us a permanent banking hub? How would it work? Because obviously we could have a period where we have no bank and no banking hub. Is that going to be a case, or can you fix that?
No, the commitment is that once the last bank in town gives 1 year's notice to close, they will be closing. Santander will be closing in March 2026. Now we don't like to compromise on the location of the permanent banking hub, the permanent bricks and mortar banking hub that'll be here for a long time. So if we haven't come across a property or if it's delayed in its delivery, we won't leave Droitwich without any banking facilities at all. The commitment is we'll have a banking hub open, and we will definitely have a banking hub open by the time Santander closes. Now it could take shape that if the permanent banking hub isn't ready, or if a property is not available, suitable property for us, and we're waiting for that to come, then we will open a temporary banking hub in the meantime in Droitwich, and we'll open that in a community facility somewhere in the town, and that it often takes place within a town hall facility or a library, where we can fit a smaller facility, a temporary banking hub, in quite quickly, and that'll stay open until we can get the permanent banking hub delivered. Then we step the temporary one down, and we go all in on the permanent facility. So it could bridge a gap if needs be. It just depends on how successful we are and how quickly we can get into a permanent site. We'll see how that comes.
And did I hear you mention that possibly, if you do find a permanent location and it's done sooner, that actually it could start sooner than a year's time? It could realistically happen.
Yeah, I think if a banking hub's ready to open, we will open it. So if it's open later on this year, optimistically, but if it is ready to open, we won't hold back on it. We'll just follow the delivery path and we'll open it.
Yeah.
And it might be the banking hub's open at the same time as Santander, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
You've said some lovely things today about Droitwich and the Spa Town, and one thing I think people need to be excited about with the banking hub, not just does it solve a problem, which we definitely have, and the community have spoken with the survey that we've done, and we understand from the conversations we've had with people today, they don't like to be on the phone for 45 minutes to talk to people. They want to be able to pop in and speak to someone about their ISA. But what are the other benefits of a banking hub? I'm leading you down the path of what you've told us about other towns that have had banking hubs, and actually they've seen an increase in footfall. They've actually seen more people come to their area. Yeah,
we're starting to see, because Cash Access, the company that I work for, represent that we are charged with delivering banking hub solutions into towns. We've been going for about a year and a half, up to 2 years, and we've seen our early established banking hubs. We're starting to see statistics that support the fact that banking hubs in towns bring people in, not just from Droitwich, but they'll bring them in from outside of Droitwich, and it starts to increase the footfall within the town itself. So people will come to Droitwich to use the banking hub instead of going to a larger city nearby. They'll enjoy coming to Droitwich, they'll do their banking, see their bank on any given day. They'll stay in Droitwich, they'll have a coffee, and they'll spend money in the town. And we're starting to see that it's supporting some town regeneration as well, bringing more people into Droitwich, spending some money in town. So it'll help Droitwich thrive with more footfall, and I'm delighted to bring one to Droitwich. It's a lovely town, and I can see it'll be a great asset to the town. We can't wait to get it open. We can't open banking hubs fast enough, but yeah, Droitwich it'll be a lovely place to house one. Yeah, looking forward to it.
So you've opened 140 so far, Cash Access UK.
Approximately.
Yeah, target to do over 200, I hear.
The target, the target is we've opened that similar number, 130 to 140 we're open so far. By the end of the year, the guesstimate is we'll probably get towards a 200 number. I guess our bosses might push for a 200 number. We had a push for 100 at the end of last year, which was great. We achieved that. We just got to 100 just before the end of the year, which was a lovely target for us to reach. The first 100. Now, I guess the next one would naturally be towards 200. I think we've announced slightly more than 200 now, with 130-40 open. There's been a given number of, I think it's up to 100 more announcements made going forward. So lots more banking hubs to come. They are a great asset to communities. Watch this space. I think the Labour Party actually popped it in their manifesto document to open 350 by the end of their parliamentary term. So we should be well on the way to making inroads into that number already. So yeah, great.
And we'll be seeing more of Ian, because he is the regional manager for Cash Access UK, very much responsible for it being a success and it happening here in Droitwich. Obviously, he's got a property team behind him that are working away to try and find a location. But Ian then stays and ensures that it continues to be a good service thereafter. So he will be regularly checking in, making sure it's delivering what it wants to do as well, and what it's set out to do. So we'll have you adopted into Droitwich Spa.
Yeah, look forward to it. I look forward to it. It's a lovely town to be associated with. So I look forward to it. And the rest of this year will be exciting. First quiet few months at the start of the year, and then later on in the year it should get quite exciting. So yeah, good Brilliant. Things to come.
Well, on behalf of Droitwich Spa and myself and Mark Keld, who's just sat across the room from us, obviously been a massive part of this happening as well. Mark Keld, the town clerk here in Droitwich Spa. We thank you, Ian. Thanks for coming out so quickly. The people of Droitwich have had a great day with you. You've talked for hours to people and you haven't stopped, but it's been really well received, and there'll be more information. If we get any more information, we'll share it with you, and obviously the town council will also be sharing as we find things as well. So thank you ever so much.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
See you soon. Thanks.